And you guys thought I only had chickens. Not in this house with these kids in my life. We have a rabbit too. Oh boy. Anyway, do you guys want to know the hardships of being in the lawn care industry? Look at this. See those white plow markers? That's where I filled in my rut. I had a rut right off the side of my driveway from plowing this winter. Now that's the stuff you deal with plowing snow. You saw my video a couple days ago putting stone back into the driveways of the ones I plow where the stone goes off. And a lot of people have asked questions. Let me clarify a little bit of that for you. The issue with that is up here in the Northeast, you know, sometimes we'll start getting some snow in December, and sometimes we won't get any snow till January. The problem is it's not always cold enough so that the ground freezes. So those few stone driveways, I only have a couple of them. Those few stone driveways, if that ground is not frozen yet, you scrape up a lot of that stone. And I know the precautions. I've been doing this forever. You know, I drop the blade, then bump it up a little bit and skim across the top. It doesn't matter. You're still going to get stone, okay? And those of you that say, oh, I never do, or that don't happen, you don't plow snow in the stone, okay? So I don't want to hear it. If you plow stone driveways, everybody scrapes up stone. I don't care who you are. You're not some mythical, magical creature. Anyway, the fact of the matter is you get some stone. So I got it back on the driveways like I showed in the video. A lot of guys around here don't do that. They don't fix plow damage, and they should. But they lose customers pretty quick. You know, they never keep them very long. And a lot of guys, I call them sod rollers. They push grass and dirt up on the edges of people's driveway where they push the snow off to the sides, and then they never go back and fix that. I never really do that. Every once in a blue moon, I'll catch a little bit of grass, but 9 times out of 10, I mean, you get used to your setup, your truck, your plow, and you know your driveways, and you can feel that blade. You know when you're getting close, and you just gradually raise that plow up as you push the snow back further into their yard. You know, so I really don't get any of that, but I did have a bunch this year where right off the edges of the driveway, I had divots I had to fix. There's still grass. No grass was scraped up. It's from the front tires of my truck, because all this winter it was real cold and the ground froze, and then it thawed right out and all the snow went away. It was a weird winter. We got a lot of snow, then it melted and it was all green grass. Then we got snow, then it melted. Then we got snow, then it melted. You see the point. And that's what happened all winter. So as we got more snow and I pushed it back and my front tires just went a little bit off the edge of the driveway, the tires sink in and it left divots everywhere. So yesterday I was driving around with topsoil and grass seed and leveling out them divots. Again, a lot of guys around here don't do that, and I do. And a lot of guys have asked me, you know, do you charge extra for that? No, I don't. It's included. Listen, I only do like a handful of them, and it's not much at all. You know, I pay very little for the topsoil, very little for the grass seed that I throw down, and I'm not really losing any money. So no, I don't charge them extra for that. If you charge extra to put the stone back in the driveway, or if you charge extra to fix grass or topsoil areas that you scraped up with your blade or where your tire sunk in, then you're an idiot, because you did that damage. They didn't do it. Your customer didn't do it. Your customer didn't scrape their lawn up. Your customer didn't put stone in the grass. You did it. You're responsible for it, and any good business should fix it. But my point is, it was beautiful yesterday, other than extreme high winds we had in my area yesterday. And now I got snow. And that sucks. But not as bad as some people. Mark from Mark's Misfit World, if you guys haven't checked his channel out, check it out. He was getting ready for spring cleanups, and then he got hit with a bunch of snow, and then that melted away. And then he was getting ready for spring cleanups again, and he just got like a 12-inch snowstorm yesterday or the day before. So I guess I can't complain. So I took this two-wheel sulky apart that I told you guys about, and there's the center bushing. It's brass, but it's not like regular Velke bushings that are only 1/2 inch in the center. They're not as big. These ones are a lot bigger on this Havnear Enterprises Velke. So I finally found them. I couldn't find them where I ordered new ones. 4 of them, 2 that go in there and 2 that go in this piece here. I pounded one out, that's why one's down there. So I ordered them. They'll be in a few days. What I did do, the one that came on it is actually Velke brand, the single wheel. It's in really good shape. Ryan had put a brand new tire on it, but these bushings are the same way. You can see it rocks back and forth. Plus, there's supposed to be washers in there, top and bottom, and they're not in there. I don't know why, but that's why it goes up and down like that. It's not supposed to have that much play in it. There's supposed to be washers in there. So I will put washers in there, but I ordered 2 of those as well. So just in case, when I put the new bushings in there, it doesn't fix this and it drives me crazy. I may just use that single one for a while. I don't know, but they're cheap. The bushings are cheap. I'm leaving myself options. You guys know me. You got to improvise stuff. And you know that, if you're in business, you just have to do it. This is, if you guys watched the video the other day, you see the problem I had with caster wheels on the Ferris. So if this part I'm about to say doesn't make any sense, you go back and watch that video, and then this will make sense. What I ended up doing is I sent them center pins back, $60, so 58 bucks worth of center pins. I sent them back. They were the wrong size, won't fit. I went and got this piece from Home Depot, $7.62, right on there, barely moves. It's almost the exact size, and the bolts fit right inside there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put never sees on these bolts, and I'm going to slide them in. I'm going to put them inside there when I bolt this on. But I'm going to cut this. It's very easy to cut. It's steel. I'm going to cut it in the lengths I need for each wheel all the way down. It'll take 2 minutes to cut through that with a cut-off wheel on my die grinder. And then I'm going to use this. Now, the problem I had where I had to cut them off, I couldn't use the same pins on the wheels I took off the Ferris, is because water, when you mow wet grass and stuff, gets in between the bolt and the inside of these center sleeves. And they seize themselves in there. They rust in there, and they're like welded in there, so to speak. So you can't get them out. So I had to cut them all off, and I have to do this now to change these instead of just being able to reuse the sleeves and the bolts on new wheels. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put never sees on these before I put them in there on all of them. So next time I have to change them out, they'll tap right out. No issues. But anyway, $7.62. This is what I had to improvise to make it work. And when I do put it back together, I will film that. That's not going to be today. So, just one more thing you got to do. You got to think about this stuff. I know a lot of these channels show all the glorious moments of mowing and getting these big accounts and doing this and doing that, but there's a lot more that goes into running a lawn care business. And not to deter anybody, any of you newer guys or younger guys that watch my channel, anyone can do this. But when I say anyone can do this, I mean anyone that has the drive, anyone that has the ambition, anyone that has a little common sense and is mechanically inclined. You can figure this stuff out, and you got to know there's a lot more that goes into it besides sitting your ass on a seat and mowing grass. And you got to be prepared for that. You got to be prepared to be able to do it. So that's why you see these tools and jacks and welder. It's why you see all this stuff everywhere, because that's what goes into running a business. I stock up. I got a whole case of Lucas red and tacky grease here. I got case oil there. I have cases oil down here. I have cases that's from here 3 up, 6 back, all the way back are oil filters. That's why I have all of this stuff, because it's what it takes to run a business. Unless you're going to pay someone else to fix all this stuff for you, to improvise, to make things work, unless you're going to pay someone else to do all this for you, you got to be able to figure some stuff out. So on to other things. I showed this briefly in the video the other day, and so now everybody keeps asking me about it. So I hadn't had a chance to mess with it. So here it is. Okay, I hope this comes in clear. It's Edger Professionals Demand Little Wonder, shouldn't you? That's pretty neat, I guess. Whatever. But this is the Edger Little Wonder Edger. Okay, you have this bar here. I haven't even really. It's a whole bin of rags. T-shirts that I cut up when they don't fit anymore or they're too dirty to wear. I cut them, wash them, and cut them all up, and that's my shop rags. Anyway, I haven't really messed with this thing. I've watched a couple videos and there really isn't many on it, so you know me, if there aren't videos on it, I'm gonna put a bunch up. So pull that out and you can move this up and down to raise that wheel up and down to set your depth of how far you want this edger blade to go down in to do your edging. Okay, then you have this lever here. You pull it out, it's spring load. You pull it out and then you can turn. See, you turn that end there for how you want to edge, and then it locks in on that wheel wherever you put it. And this is, I don't know if I'm getting both, the handle and that down there, but see, if I pull out, you turn, you can go all different angles. It's pretty neat, huh? So, it has, a lot of people asking the power, it is 3.5. 3.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine. This is the air filter. I went yesterday and I got a new air filter and a new spark plug. I don't know what I did with them. There's the spark plug. Oh, there's the air filter. So I got a new air filter and a new spark plug for these. Let's see if I can mount you somewhere. How's that? Alright, so this is the pre-cleaner, and unfortunately it didn't come with the pre-cleaner, this new air filter. You can order them online and get them both, but it didn't come with it. So it's actually pretty clean. It's not bad at all. But what I'll do, if it starts to run a little funky, is these pre-cleaners, you can just rinse them in soap and water. And that's all you do. You rinse them, I can't remember. Briggs. Oh, it's got arrows. Up, out. So apparently it goes in like that. That don't make sense. I thought it would go the other way. Use genuine parts. So it says right on it, up, out. Out would be this way. I thought it went in like this, but I guess not. So it's saying that it goes like that. It really doesn't make sense to me, but that's what they say. So I guess that's what we're doing. And this went in like so, like that, and screws down on there. And then these little screws here that hold it in are 8mm. Just tighten these down. Now it has old gas in it. Ryan said that he had it running when he pulled it out of the barn there, out of the back of the barn. He said he had it running for a minute, but he said the gas in it is bad. So I'm going to take the gas out of it, and I will put new gas in it. I have to go get some because I don't have any gas here in my cans. So it definitely needs, I will definitely need to go get new gas. You don't want to over crank these for sure because it's only plastic. And if you over crank them, you'll strip them right out. So here's the little spark plug. Now I'm going to show you something. Hold on a second. Okay, you should have one of these. There's a million different styles, but you should definitely have one of these. Now, there is some variance, but 90% of spark plugs for lawnmowers, for weed whackers, for things like this, should all be gapped at 30 thousandths. Okay, you'll see the numbers on there say 0.030. That's where the manufacturer recommends it. If you're not positive, just type in your engine on Google and it'll literally it'll pop up. Just you can punch in spark plug gap for Kawasaki 14 horsepower, 23 horsepower, whatever, and it'll pop up and it'll tell you what it should be. But 90% of all of them I found over the years are between 30 and 35 thousandths. They say nowadays the spark plugs all come pre-gapped. Don't ever believe that crap. I think my dually, I want to say it's 65 thousandths is where the plug is gapped at. I don't know for sure, but it every time I put plugs in that truck and I get plugs, they're always gapped at like 40, or you know, they could be as high as 70, 75,000. They're never where they should be, so you got to fix them. And all you do is you stick it, see, right now it's 25 thousandths. That's where that thing's gapped at. And you just kind of push it through, get it to 30 thousandths. Oh, I went a little too much. And what you do, if you go too much, you flip it over and just tap it. Do it lightly, because this will fold in very easily. So, and now I'm at 30. It's nice and snug at 30. I'm at 30 thousandths. And just screw it in. Now, there's pretty much two spark plug socket sizes. They usually come with a rubber boot in there. You probably can't see that, but there is a rubber boot in there and it holds the plug, so to speak. But this is 13/16, and they're usually 13/16 or 5/8 are the common sizes for spark plugs. And I put it in there until it stops, hand tight, and then just give it a little turn to snug it up a little bit, and all you're doing is crushing that little metal ring. You just crush it down a little bit, and you don't want to over crank this, because you'll snap these right off in there. A lot of times when I put in spark plugs, this one I'm not too concerned about, but always when I do it on my trucks, usually the mowers, things like that, I put a little never seize on them, because spark plugs will seize themselves in there, and they are super easy to snap off. I've done it before, and then you have to drill and tap the hole. And on this, it wouldn't be too hard to do. It's never fun. It takes a while. But on an engine, like your car, your truck, what a nightmare. You don't want to mess with that. So, nice and simple. Now we have a new air filter. We have a new spark plug. I'll get this fuel out of here. I'll show you a couple other things. So, this belt here is, from what I found online, it is 30 inches long by 1/2 inch. So, and it looks like it's actually in pretty decent shape. I'm gonna buy another one. I'm not gonna order it from them online, because it is really expensive. I'm gonna drain this oil too, by the way, put some fresh oil in it. But I'm not gonna order one, right, the Little Wonder listed one online, because it's pretty expensive. I'm just gonna go to Napa and get one. I have a question. A lot of guys, man, this thing needs greased. It needs a bath, and it needs greased. But a lot of you guys posted when I showed this briefly in a video the other day, that you have these, and you said it really doesn't take up that much room in a trailer, and a lot of guys run for them and they grab these over the stick edger ones. So I don't know, you're right, it is thin, and it's not as big as you would really think. So it would definitely fit in the corner of my trailer, my enclosed trailer. So I'm definitely going to keep it with me for a while. If it becomes a nuisance in my way, then, you know, I'll improvise from there. But I think you're right. My question is for you guys that posted that you have these. Now, I looked online for edger blades, because obviously this thing is all boogered up. But I looked online for them, and it lists 100 different sizes for edger blades. Some of them list, 5/8 hole. Some of them list 1/2 inch hole, center hole. I know I can just take that nut off there, pull this one off, and measure the hole, and then I can get the correct size. I'll figure out what it is. But the length, I looked online, and they're anywhere from 8 inch to 9 inch to 10 inch. I think this one is supposed to take a 10 inch long blade. And I really want to know which one is the proper one it calls for, because what a difference in prices for edger blades. I found them as high as $6 a blade. Some are $2 a blade, some are $5 a blade. I mean, they're all over the place with their pricing. But I found this one link on eBay where you can get 50 blades for, it's like, what the hell was it? It was like $55 or something. So that's almost $1 a blade. But I don't want to order the case of them if it's going to be the wrong one and it's not going to work. So you guys that commented, do you have these Little Wonder edgers? What size blade do you have? you know, put it in the description down below. Tell me the length of it. Tell me the center hole. Like I said, I'm going to take that off there. I mean, the shaft right there, I can pretty much tell by the size of it. I believe that's 1/2 inch. But, you know, sometimes you'll measure something and it'll be 1/2 inch, but then you look it up online and it gives like a millimeter size or a centimeter size. So whatever it calls for and lists, throw that in there. I want to see. I want to know what you guys are using and what you found to be a good blade that lasts. I know that, you know, depending on what you hit with it, if you start hitting edges of concrete and stuff, it's going to eat them up. You know, but in general, what have you found to be a good blade for that? What works best for you? So that's it, guys. That is my... Now, see, here's a drain plug right there for oil. That ain't coming out of there. I'll tell you that right now. There's an oil fill. There's another oil fill back there. Hopefully there's another drain plug somewhere that I can access easier. Oh, I found it. Look at this. It is right there. So it's right there, and there's actually a little hole down there where the oil drains out the bottom there into your drain pan. And you undo that one. That's a pain to get to. Man, you got to get in there with a wrench to loosen it up to drain it. What a pain. That's a dumb design right there. I may end up improvising that. But it's for, you know, it ain't that often you'd be changing the oil in this thing, so I don't know. It might not be that big of a deal. But anyway, so that's that. That is a little Wonder Edger. And, you know, hopefully soon I'll have some much better videos for you guys. As soon as this weather breaks, I've been picking up a bunch of new lawns. I've gotten rid of a bunch. So that will all come in time. You guys will see all that. And I got a bunch of cleanups that I got to go do. Not too many. You guys know I don't get too much into the cleanups anymore since I got rid of employees. I just do a few. And then it switches quickly around here. It goes from being able to do cleanups right into full bore mowing. So it doesn't leave me a lot of time as a solo guy. And I've done it, I think, last year or the year before. It was last year. I planned a bunch of cleanups thinking I had time. I don't know what I was thinking. And then, you know, I got 4 or 5 of them done. It went into full bore mowing season almost instantly. And I ended up working 7 days a week for like the first month of the season because I had all these cleanups that I'd committed myself to and didn't get done because I just hadn't had the time to do them with it going right into full mowing. And so I had to do them on the weekends, which really sucked. My whole point of, you know, starting my business was I was working 70 hours a week at my last job, and I wanted to make a good living and spend time with my family. And so it definitely screwed me out of that last year, and I'm not going to do that again. So anyway, just a few that I've planned for the year, and then I'm going right into mowing. But they're calling for 2 inches of snow tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is Friday, and I'm praying that doesn't happen because I really need to get some of these cleanups done next week. I went by a bunch of my lawns when I had to fix the edges of the driveway like I told you I was doing, and some of these yards have 4 or 5 inch tall grass sticking up already. It's coming up quick, so I need to get on them. But thanks for watching, guys. That is the Little Wonder Edger, and stay tuned.